name is Vidushi. Welcome to Deeply Simple. If you're coming here for the first time, this is not what the videos look like. This is just an odd video. Check out the other videos on the channel for the usual content. This is an unscripted video that I just wanted to have a chat with you all in my contemplation corner where I have my coffee, I read my book, and sometimes I meditate. So I went through a relatively hard time last week, and that made me kind of think about two things when I'm putting out these videos in front of you. And I had this desire to be authentic with you and vulnerable with you all. And I was hoping that it would benefit you all in some way as you're going through your journey of wellness. Number one, we live in a world where everything is instant gratification, which is why on YouTube you see a lot of videos about 3 things you can do, 4 steps you can take to achieve this, to achieve that, right? But I think if you have been in the wellness game for some time, you know that it's not that simple. You don't just suddenly achieve a state of emotional wellness in 3 steps. It's a process, it's a journey. It requires commitment, it requires dedication. It requires peeling the layers of onion, and it can be quite painful. So these videos, not just the one that I put out, but the videos that everybody else puts out are great. They are tools and techniques that you can learn to sustain wellness, but they are not sufficient. You are a unique person and you have your own unique journey, challenges, victories, and story. And what works for a unique person is a space where you can express your unique story and kind of navigate that. It's a space that's provided by psychotherapists, psychoanalysts, life coach, and a lot of shadow work healers. So I would encourage that if your resources allow, access those spaces. I have been in therapy for the last 4 years. I intend to continue being in therapy. I don't see it as a place where you fix your mind or you fix your brain. It's a space where you basically get rid of past conditioning and patterns to start evolving into a better version of yourself. And there are group therapies which are more affordable than one-on-one therapies. So check them out and then complement these tools on YouTube with whatever you're learning and doing in therapy. If your resources don't allow for this, continue using these tools and tips and techniques, and maybe one day you would have that space in a way that you can afford it. Number 2, last week I mentioned was a little tough, so I was not 100% showing up as my best version in a certain area of life, and I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I started questioning that if I don't feel emotionally well, how can I put out like a wellness video? And that's when I realized that if I am putting myself if I'm trying to achieve a level of perfection and putting that burden on myself, I'm probably not alone in that. And a lot of you might be feeling the same way. You invest time and effort in looking at emotional wellness, instituting good habits, but then you see that something happens and you are triggered and you are doing and repeating exactly the same pattern, and then you beat yourself up for it. Like, oh my God, I'm never gonna learn. Like, what's the point of wellness when I'm doing exactly the same thing? Or if you don't do this to yourself, other people call that out and tell you like, oh my God, you meditate and all. Why are you not all put together? How can you lose your cool if you meditate? So I wanted to put this out that perfection is not the goal. Where wellness comes into the picture is that if a pattern is triggered and you understand it, the difference is that this time you're not unaware. You recognize it, you take accountability, and with compassion, you go into the next day hoping to be a better version of yourself, hoping to use your tools more consciously and effectively. It's okay to mess up. We all mess up. Which means that you don't need to have official credentials to be a wellness warrior. Your credentials are your life story, your challenges, how you meet those challenges, how you show up as a stronger version of yourself for you and your family. The fact that you invest time in these wellness videos is testament enough that you are a wellness warrior. And as a wellness warrior, you have an accountability. And that is being courageous and compassionate enough to talk about wellness in your workplace and your families. It doesn't mean that you implement or force people to apply your point of view. But it does mean that you're able to talk about wellness as a prerequisite to life versus being an afterthought. And this is where my personal appeal comes to you. You and I are both part of the system, whether it's corporate America, whether it's a family conditioning. You and I are a part of it, even if we don't agree with it. So the only way to change the system, whether we get to see the change in our lifetime or not, is by transforming it from within it. And one of the ways to do it is to talk about wellness openly in the workplace and create spaces for people to open up to you without judging them for their vulnerability, without telling them that you need to change your job if you feel this way. We are all human, we all mess up, but we are all in this together. So you're all wellness warriors, and I forgot what I had to say. With great power comes great responsibility. How can I forget that? I forgot that for a minute. All right, I hope that made sense. As I said, these are unscripted, so it's a little bit of verbosity, which is my usual nature, but I'm hoping that this helped in some way. Happy Sunday. There's a video that's coming out on Wednesday. And there's also an announcement on a podcast, website, newsletter that I'm really excited about. Take care. I'll see you in another video.